We thank Dr. Abdul Rakib for sharing with us her heart and her thinking. And we have our next speaker on schedule. Two doctors, Melvin and Mikhail Hameen.
You by yourself, brother. Don't look around.
Yeah. Melvin is a naturopathic physician, acupuncturist. He went to school, he's licensed, and he's a down-to-earth natural man. That's why it's hard for him to get off the ground now. So I want you to listen to him. Come up, Melvin, and share with us. This is our people. We're eating junk food, and we don't understand the adverse effects that is happening to us with the junk food that we're eating. And they are intentionally putting the worst products with the lowest prices in our community. So I want to just kind of prime him. He's very knowledgeable. And maybe some of you may have questions that you may want to ask him, and he can respond to it. So I give you Melvin Sabree.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. With Allah's name, merciful benefactor, merciful redeemer. I didn't know I was on the program until about 8 minutes ago. But let me say first that we have a show. It's a program on. You can get it on the phone and also on the internet called American Muslim 360, and it's on 7 days a week, mostly in the mornings from about I think 7 to 12, and then it comes back from 6 to 10. Now, sometimes there are programs in between that as well, but you get programs on social issues, political issues, and health issues. So you can tune in anytime. And the phone number to access it is 646-716-4478. So 646-716-4478. So if you get bored listening to rhythm and blues all the time, the same old songs that they play every day, year after year, and you want to get some information, on how to conduct your life, tune in to that radio station. Most people have phones now that it's no minutes, right? So you can listen. I mean, you'll be glad that you did. Last time I'm on every fourth Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. and talk about holistic health issues. And those are the health. Holistic is the health issues that's not coming from we call it the allopathic medicine. That's the standard medicine that's in the society today. So with the medicine that I ascribe to, there is no incurable diseases. It's only incurable people. But there is no incurable diseases. So when you hear the term that, okay, you have this cancer, you have that cancer, and there's no cure for it, what it means is that to the extent of our knowledge, that's what they're saying, to the extent of our knowledge, our allopathic knowledge, we can't cure you. But when you come to somebody like myself or other naturopathic physicians or like Mikhail Hameen, then they can say, okay, well, we got something that you can do that you can heal yourself, you can cure yourself. Because I tell people right away, I say, I can't cure you. I say, I can't cure you. I say, only Allah can cure you. I say, then after Allah, it's you. And you can cure yourself. I say, I'm third. I can tell you what to do, I can tell you the herbs you can take. I can tell you different programs that you can use that's been successful for people that's had your illness or your problem, your disease. I say that has worked for them. I say, but you have to do it. I can't do it for you. And if you don't do it, then that's you not effecting the cure for yourself. You can be your own doctor. And that's what holistic healing is basically all about. You being responsible for yourself. You can't put it in the hands of the medical doctor and say, oh, doctor, I'm sick, what happened to me? Please cure me, help me. No, you have to be responsible for you. So you have to learn about the problem that you have, the illness that you have. You have to learn about the different protocols that has helped that, the things that go against it. And then you have to start implementing that for yourself and for your family. You can't leave it up to the medical doctor because for the most time, they're trying to, they got to pay their bills, okay? Let's put it that way. They're paying their bills like everybody else has to pay their bills. That's not nothing negative. But the thing about them being more concerned about you than yourself, and no, it's not happening these days. You get rare doctors like Dr. Nasser Ahmed and Obeda that's really concerned about you. But then they can't be more concerned about you than yourself, because you're with yourself all the time.
That's right.
Yeah, you're with yourself all the time, so you have to be responsible for what you drink, responsible for what you eat, responsible for what you think, responsible for how you act or not act. Now, it's something I want to alert you to about the genetically modified organism. This is something new. It's been coming on for a while, but they're trying to take over the food things. You know, they even trying, okay, they got seeds. Have you noticed that you don't see seeds in grapes anymore? Okay? And there's a lot of other fruits and vegetables that the seeds, they're trying to get the seeds out, and they're taking the seeds and they're putting them in a bank. They call it a seed bank, where they got the rights. The only ones have the rights to these seeds.
Come on. Teach, brother.
Look, so what they're trying to do, they're trying to make you really they're trying to play God, okay?
Right.
But they get all this money. People get all this money, like the Gates and these other people. And then the thrill of life becomes, well, okay, I got the money and I do what I want, the money, I get what I want. They want to play God. That's what Imam Muhammad had told us years ago. I was getting this from him. He said, these people want to play God. So what they do on one end, like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they spend $50 million over here to help Africa in their turmoil and their problems. And while at the same time, they on this side trying to get all the seeds that they can.
That's right.
And get it where you have to come to them for the food. And then this genetically modified food.
Right.
Now, what is it? This food is doing, they did tests with it, and it's killing rats and rodents. You know, that's how they do the tests with these. It's killing them. And it's killing them, it kills them from the inside out. The stuff that they're putting on the food is Roundup. That's the basic name. And Roundup is a weed killer. And the way Roundup kill you, is killing people. It kills you from the inside out. It puts, it perforates the intestines and the other organs inside of the body. All right, so you get shot, right? You get a hole from the outside. Well, this goes on the inside and put holes into you, and it kills you that way. And they're trying to make it where they don't have to label this stuff. You know, they got about 7 products that they got down really pat now that you have to be leery of. One of them is corn. See, when I learned this about the corn, I had to stop eating one of my most favorite foods, and that was popcorn. I used to go to the movie and just get the popcorn and walk out, you know? Just give me some popcorn. I don't want to see the movie. Then I found out that popcorn was their main crop.
That's right. That's right.
So I had to back up off the popcorn. But
Don't eat this corn.
it is, they do have foods that are not genetically modified, you know. I mean, they do have the foods that are not. So I'm saying you have to look for those. You have to look for those. Soy is another one. But they do have foods that are not genetically modified. Soy, they do have that. Alfalfa is another one. Let's see, I think beets, sugar beets, if I'm not mistaken. Canola oil. Maybe the other couple will come to me. But you have to now not only look for organic, you have to look to see if it's organic and GMO, non-GMO.
That's right.
So, you know, once they get you with the food, I mean, come on, they really got you. You know? Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way you can eat. It's the way they feed you. I mean, we was told to start growing our own food years ago. You know, get farms in the Nation of Islam days for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They say grow your own food. I mean, to me, that still applies.
That's right.
It still applies.
That's right.
Now another thing, I know they're gonna give me a little time here and have a script. I told you, it's dangerous I don't have an outline and would say too much. You know, what not to say. But I want to alert you to salt also. Salt, there's a good salt out. It's Celtic salt. Even the sea salt, they say sea salt. It's still not. It's a little better than the salt that you pour from the table. But the Celtic sea salt is the salt you want to use for your food because it's going to help you overcome your diabetes. It'll help you overcome the sugar intolerance problem that you have. It'll curb your sweets. You get this salt and put it on your food. You don't have to make it salty. You just sprinkle it in there and it'll dissolve, and you start eating it, and then that feeling that you used to have about, oh, I want something sweet after you finish eating, it'll start going away because you're getting salt. We're not getting good salt, and we haven't been getting salt for a long time. Salt is the third most important nutrient for the body after oxygen, water, and then there's salt. So salt, they've been talking about salt, how bad it's been over the years, right? And they was justified because salt was bad. Salt was chlorine that they put in it. Well, anyway, the salt that they have that makes it flow good, they have to put dextrose with it. Now, dextrose gives it a purplish color. So to get the purplish color out of it, they have to put bleaching agents with it to get it back white, because the country has a thing with things being white, you know? Yeah, so you gotta make it white again, you put the bleaching agents in it, and then you get it white again and it starts flowing again. But see, that's what makes it dangerous. That's why the doctor used to say, stay away from the salt. So they've been doing this for about 30 years, saying, no, stay away from salt, stay away from salt. Now they're saying you need salt. They're telling you now you need salt. But the salt they're really telling you about is the Celtic sea salt. That's the good salt. It still has moisture in it. It has the magnesium. That's the magnesium in it. And it don't shake out like the table salt, but it will dissolve on your food. And that's the better salt. That's the better way to go. Right. And be aware of the sugar.
Come on now.
The sugar, the table sugar, the granulated sugar. Do you know, a Muslim brother, I was listening to one of his CDs, DVDs he made, and he said, you know what makes that sugar salt flow so freely? He said they put pig's blood on it. He said they put pig's blood in the salt, and that makes it flow freely. Okay. I've been trying to check that out with something else, another one, but I haven't. But being that he was a holistic doctor and from the Muslim persuasion, I'm taking his word for it. Because I know the dangers of that, the sugar, you know. So, those are three things that, so far. And then, how much more time? That's it. Okay. You got certain food with pesticide, a high pesticide count on it, that you want to be aware of those, that you want to get those organic. Because you can feel like you may think you're eating good, and you're eating a lot of pesticides, you know. And the pesticide, like I said, now you're getting this Roundup, a lot of that stuff is like that, and it's going inside of your children, and it's destroying their intestines. Now, because you know nowadays we got a lot of intestinal problems, colitis, whatever, constipation. That's a big one. That's a big killer. But a lot of problems with the intestines. So apples is number one. You don't want to get apples unless they're organic. So you can't even wash the pesticides off of the fruit that they have sprayed with those strong pesticides because it's inside of the fruit. It's under the peeling. So you can't just take it and wash it off. Now the ones you can, you do have, it's a little better with, is ones with a thick skin like avocados. Avocados don't have a high pesticide count. So you can get them organic or it's better, but if you don't get them organic, it's not as bad. Pineapple's got a thick skin. So to be organic with the pineapple is not as bad. It's not, you know, but organic is always better. But the ones that, it's about 10 of them, they call them, well, it's 12, they call them the dirty dozen. And it's apples, strawberries, celeries, it's imported blueberries, or domestic blueberries, it's white potatoes, sweet white potatoes, the pears, what's that, 6, yeah, I got all this. Peaches? Oh yeah, peaches is a big one. I had to stop eating peaches out of season because of that. Bell peppers, sweet bell peppers. Let's see, apples, celery, sweet bell peppers, peaches, strawberries, imported nectarines, grapes, spinach, and lettuce. You know, lettuce is a big one. And cucumbers, domestic blueberries, potatoes. Let me say this about the lettuce. The lettuce, I know a while back, if you remember when lettuce, they said the lettuce was tainted. The lettuce was bad and it was causing, salmonella poisoning or something like that. I don't know if y'all remember that. But that was an attempt on from the non-holistic industry, the non-organic industry. That was an attempt to destroy the organic produce, you know, and to the people's mind that it was good, but it backfired. So the lettuce that was supposed to not to be good was supposed to have been the organic lettuce. But as the law would have it, it went on to the other lettuce, you know. So they didn't succeed in that. They was trying to get you to go against the organic. So you wouldn't even go to that, you know, you wouldn't consider that an alternative. So if you want to ask me any questions, I'll be around. Yeah, it's just, go ahead.
What is your opinion of farm-raised salmon?
Farm-raised salmon? It's, well, let me say, first of all, I'm not a big meat consumer. I'm going to tell you. I'm telling you, I'm not a big meat consumer. So you can, the times I eat meat, you can in a year you can count it on one hand. I mean, maybe now a couple times, but I don't. I do eat a little meat. My mother prepares turkey, Christmas, so I eat a little of that, but I'm not a big meat eater. So farm-raised salmon, I don't know. They say it's not that great. The holistic people say it's not that.
Let me help you. Now, wait. We got 2 doctors, so let's take advantage of the 2 doctors.
Yes, sir.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Good answer.
Do not eat any of the farm-raised fishes. They do the same thing to the fish on the farms that they do to the animals on the farm. They give them hormones. They feed them things that they do not eat naturally. They give them all sorts of chemicals. In order to make your farm-raised salmon pretty and pink, they add additives and color so that it lasts longer on the shelf. And what it does is that it gets into the body and it is not metabolized properly, because God created man and God created the food that man needs. So what you should be eating is natural, organic fruits, vegetables, meat, fish from the sea, and clean water. So the brother asked about grass-fed beef. And again, beef, cattle, horses, chicken, all animals have their own natural foods that they're supposed to eat. If you go out to nature where animals are not, they have nothing to do with man, you will see the cows graze on grass. So if people are allowing them to graze on the grass and not add any other foods to their diet, then they should be healthy. But what you have is a food industry that feeds our cows dead pigs, dead chickens, dead cows. They take the animals that have been sickly and they grind them up in a grinder and they put it in the feed. And if you recall that there was mad cow disease years and years back, and that is because we are feeding poison to the animals and then we are eating the poisoned meats.
All right.
Don't eat it. They shoot the hormones. They give it the growth hormones to the cows so they can get bigger, so they can make more money. And that's like, even if, now a lot of obesity is coming from just people eating meat anyway, because the natural hormones in the cow is made for the calf, like the milk is made to grow the calf into a 600-pound cow. So when you start drinking the milk from the cow, it's growing you too. Bigger than you should be. So people don't connect that, but they say milk does the body good, The first thing that I do, people come live with cancer, is take them off the meat. They say, what, fish too? I say, anything has a face, don't eat it. Especially if you got cancer, if you want to get rid of cancer, don't eat meat at all. Don't eat meat. Anything with a face.
Okay, now.
It's okay.
Yeah. Because I'm going to get in trouble as the timekeeper. The other thing that's bad for cancer is sugar. Sugar feeds cancer, especially white sugar. Now, you go to the table, they have sugar. One is a yellow package, another one is a pink package, the other one is a blue package. All of those are carcinogenic. All of those sugars are carcinogenic. So I'm pumping the well.
Carcinogenic means that they cause cancer. That's what carcinogenic means.
Very good.
Now, this is the way we reinforce each other. So if it was me and I was going to choose which sugar I was going to eat, I wouldn't choose the sugar of any color. I'd go back to the white sugar. Okay, go.
They also have the brown packages, which is the organic, natural crystal sugar.
Yeah, the brown. So that's what you can eat. So I'm just doing this because we have run out of time for this segment. And I want to thank these two doctors, and I wanted them to get in a little more detail, you know. But Gary, I was on a radio program, and he asked me to do something more comment on women and the role of women. And he was saying how the men need to be taught more on these concepts of women. So I will share just a little something here. You know, in our motherland, most of us, we